Most e-commerce brands doing CRO focus on the wrong goals to optimize. This is an industry problem, as most of what you'll hear out there about CRO is short-sighted and naive. Solely focusing on increasing your conversion rates, or AOV in the best of cases, might turn your website into a casino and negatively affect the financial performance of your business. In this lesson, you'll learn how to analyze and optimize product margins in your store so that you manage to drive actual business growth through your CRO initiatives. I'm Carlos Trujillo, and for the last decade I've been helping dozens of e-commerce companies make better business decisions through systematic research and experimentation. In this lesson, I'll show you how to analyze product performance to identify key products on your catalog, to understand the power of optimizing for increased margins, and as a bonus, I walk you through a pricing test example with Intelligems. Fourth optimization pillar we have gone over in the CRO for Ecommerce Growth course at CXL is merchandising, nudging more customers to buy your key products. So here I should ask you, are you promoting your key products? It's very common for CRO teams to focus only on the surface level layer of an e-commerce business. Getting more people to convert, potentially to spend more, but without stopping to ask what are the actual financial implications of those improvements. The truth is that for most businesses, different products might have different financial performance, cost of goods, and different margins. So aiming to understand this data is critical if you want to drive actual business growth for your company. Let me show you with an example. This is an actual product performance report from Shopify, the kind of report you can easily download from your Shopify dashboard, where we have information like net quantity sold, net sales, total sales, gross profit, and so on. What's key about this report is that for this store in particular, we had cost of goods information into our Shopify system. So that's why we are able to calculate margins and profits for the given products. A couple of notes here. First, this data is anonymized for obvious reasons. And secondly, despite this being a real report you can download, in my experience, most companies will use additional pieces of software for running this kind of reports in a more professional manner. But I think this is clear and useful enough for this exercise. So let's get into it. This information is ranked by total sales. So the ranking we see here is based on how much money these products are making in terms of revenue. So here we have calculated metrics like gross margin of a given product, return rate, which is how many units are being returned by customers, and probably our most important indicator here, which is gross margin per unit. So at first sight, something interesting we can see here is that number 3 and number 4 in our ranking are actually losing money. Like the more units the company sell of this product, the more money we'll lose because we're effectively not making any profit out of this product. Of course, there are nuances that might make this still relevant or positive for the business, but generally speaking, that doesn't look good, I would say. So let's do an interesting exercise. Let's actually sort this data by gross margin. These are the products that are making the most money for the business. And we can see that the one with the higher margin is number 7, which we could potentially push and promote more explicitly. And number 2 is very positive for the business. These I wouldn't probably focus on because they're really far below in the ranking. But for example, number 6 and number 5 have very good margin, relatively low return rates. So these are products, Winter Pine Candle and Citrus Candle, that I would promote more explicitly because we would effectively make more money. This is clearly an overly simplified example. Things might look different in real cases scenarios, but I think you get the point of how important it is to have visibility into this information so that our CRO initiatives are actually relevant for the business. That being said, there's a big chance you don't have access to this kind of data, but if you talk to the financial team of your organization, they will most likely be able to provide you with good insights to understand the real business implications of your work. Once you have acquired a better understanding of the financial performance of the products on your store, you can start thinking of ways how to optimize your catalog for increased profitability. Some common tactics or techniques here are to resort your catalog so that some of your key products are promoted more actively, to do bundling initiatives so that you combine products that might be not selling that well with the best sellers, and then kind of trying to strike the best combination of factors. You can change the promotions you feature in your store, your product recommendations engine, the way you tire discounts, and so on and so forth. One other effective way how you can manage to influence on the financial performance of your store is by testing your prices. This will help you understand how your customers might react to higher or lower prices and effectively bring more money to the company. We're going to use the tool Intelligems for this exercise. They gave me access to their demo environment so that I can show you how this works in real life. But bear in mind, you can achieve similar results with other testing tools. There are many tools that would allow you to achieve similar results. However, by the time of this recording, Intelligems is probably the one with the most straightforward approach to price testing on Shopify. There's a big mistake that a lot of companies that are new to A/B testing make. One potential issue with these metrics is they don't show you the full picture on their own. Let me show you why with an example. In this lesson, you'll learn how to measure the impact that your experiments have by tracking data across multiple platforms. It's very common for CRO teams to focus only on the surface level layer of an e-commerce business, without stopping to ask what are the actual financial implications of those improvements. Influencing business decision making is not an easy task. I hope this sparkled some ideas on your end, so that you have a better reporting system for your CRO initiatives. The CRO for Ecommerce Growth was one of the top 5 most taken courses at CXL last year. We heard your feedback, and now we're updating it with extra 15 minutes of content with over-the-shoulder examples of how to put some of the learnings into action. Go check out the update now at cxl.com.